A fresh scandal has arisen on the set of The Voice, which is a reality television show that is known for its high stakes and glamorous atmosphere, where drama frequently takes precedence over talent. A colleague coach has been accused of stealing one of Blake Shelton's renowned country songs, which has caused a firestorm when the country music superstar and longtime coach Blake Shelton made the accusation. It is the remark, which is dripping with Shelton's characteristic Southern charm and a hint of anger, that has sent shockwaves through the music industry as a whole, as well as through the contenders and music fans. In the highly competitive world of country music, the story highlights questions about creation, ownership, and the thin line that separates inspiration and imitation. These questions are raised as these events develop. The feud's origin. Shelton, who has been a mainstay on The Voice since the show's start in 2011, was mentoring his team of budding musicians on a recent episode of the show. This is when the trouble erupted. Shelton has been a fan favorite for a very long time. He is well known for his easygoing spirit and his ability to cultivate talent in the country music industry. However, emotions rose when a participant from a competing coach's team performed a rendition of a song that Shelton claims is remarkably similar to one of his own hits. Shelton had previously claimed that the song was a hit of his own. According to reports, the song in question is a piece from Shelton's album based on a true story, which was released in 2013. Shelton has chosen not to publicly identify the song in order to avoid further aggravating the situation. During the performance, Shelton was not just noticeably surprised, but also visibly taken aback, according to insiders close to the production. He allegedly leaned over to fellow coach Kelly Clarkson and whispered, "That's my song they're stealing." According to several who witnessed the incident, it was said that Clarkson, who is known for her quick wit, attempted to defuse the situation by humorously laughing at Shelton, but Shelton's irritation was obvious. Shelton and the anonymous competitor coach were said to be involved in a potential quarrel by the time the episode was ended, and social media was humming with talk about the possibility of a conflict between the two. The allegation made. When it comes to the music industry, where disputes over intellectual property may result in litigation, destroyed reputations, and broken relationships, Shelton's claim of song stealing is a serious one. Shelton elaborated on his position in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that took place after the program, but he was careful not to immediately name the coach or competitor who was engaged. "Listen, I'm all for people being inspired by each other's work. That's what music is about," he remarked. "It's very important to me. On the other hand, there is a distinction between being inspired and simply taking something that is not yours. During that performance, I was able to hear my melody, my vibe, and my story, and it does not sit well with me." A discussion on the definition of stealing in the music industry has been started by the comments made by the country artist. Songs are written through a process that is collaborative and frequently iterative. Artists pull inspiration from a common pool of chord progressions, themes, and influences while producing songs. In particular, country music is steeped in storytelling traditions that frequently revisit old tropes such as heartbreak, life in a small town, and the open road. The assertion made by Shelton, on the other hand, suggests that this particular case goes beyond the bounds of acceptable behavior, possibly incorporating a tune or lyrical structure that is too similar to his own oeuvre. The competing coach. There is a great deal of conjecture among fans and industry insiders over the identity of the opposing coach, despite the fact that Shelton has kept silent on the matter. A rotating roster of coaches is featured in the current season of The Voice. Among the coaches are the pop sensation Ariana Grande, the hip-hop icon Snoop Dogg, and the returning coach Gwen Stefani, who is Shelton's wife. As a result of the personal relationship between the two, many people assume that Stefani is not likely to be the suspected coach. As a result, Grande and Snoop Dogg are the prime suspects in this case. It has been suggested by some fans that Snoop Dogg, whose recent ventures into country music collaborations have caused eyebrows to be raised, could be the person responsible for this. Some people believe that Grande's crew, which is well known for its performances message on the website, in which they hinted the song in issue was played by a competitor from Snoop Dogg's squad. This comment added gasoline to the flames. The following could be found in the post, which has since been removed. Blake was heated after that performance. It was said that Snoop's baby had taken his entire sound. Fans have taken to social media to analyze each and every performance from the most recent episodes, despite the fact that the post has not been authenticated, and it has only served to intensify the conjecture. From the perspective of the contestant, the name of the participant who is at the core of the dispute has also been kept a secret, and they are caught in the crossfire. The participant, a young country musician with a gritty vocal style, was reportedly unaware of any parallels between their performance and Shelton's song, according to the sources that were consulted. According to a source who spoke to Billboard, they were simply doing what their coach told them at the time. The child is inconsolable because they believe they have caused Blake Shelton, their hero, to feel distressed. It is because of this that doubts are raised regarding the role that coaches have in molding the performances of candidates on The Voice. The selection of songs, the direction of arrangements, and the assistance of participants in putting their own unique spin on the material are all the responsibilities of the coaches. It is possible that the obligation lies more with the coach than with the contender in the event that the song in question was, in fact, a derivative of Shelton's creations. The quarrel is made more complicated by this dynamic, which sets Shelton's sense of ownership against the creative ideas of a fellow coach. This adds another dimension of complexity to the conflict. The consequences that run further. The charge made by Shelton comes at a time when the music industry is struggling to deal with high-profile copyright issues. Recent incidents, such as the lawsuit that was filed against Ed Sheeran for apparent similarities between his song Thinking Out Loud and Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On, have brought to light the difficulties that are associated with identifying something as original in the realm of music. Because traditional sounds and ideas are so deeply ingrained in country music, the line between paying respect and plagiarizing can be especially difficult to distinguish in this genre. Concerning The Voice, the controversy has the potential to obscure the show's primary objective, which is to identify and showcase fresh talent. However, despite the fact that it has provided a forum for budding artists to demonstrate their abilities for a long time, the program is not unfamiliar with drama. There have been rivalries amongst coaches in previous seasons, ranging from the fun banter between Adam Levine and Shelton to more heated encounters involving coaches who are more recent in their careers. On the other hand, this most recent quarrel strikes a different chord since it involves a direct claim of artistic theft, which is a charge that has the potential to have long-lasting implications for all aspects of the situation. Reactions from the fans. The thoughts of Shelton and The Voice fans have been expressed on social media, with responses ranging from unwavering support to cynicism. Fans of both shows expressed their perspectives. Blake has been in the game for an eternity, commented one user on the website. If he claims that someone is taking advantage of him, I will believe him. Take care of your artwork. It was disputed by another individual who stated, country music is all about borrowing one another. Simply put, Blake is furious because someone else did it better. Some people perceive Shelton as a defender of his trade, while others see him as being unduly territorial. The polarized comments underscore the contentious character of the debate, and everyone will be fascinated by how the animosity develops. Some people have predicted that Shelton will take legal action, but will he actually do so? Or will he just let the matter rest? Is it possible that this will start a more widespread discussion about the creative process and ownership in country music? The debate has, for the time being, brought an additional layer of excitement to a season that was already competitive, assuring that fans will be riveted to their screens for the next episode. In the meanwhile, Shelton continues to maintain his concentration on his team, and he has committed to continuing to guide his candidates with the same enthusiasm that he has brought to The Voice for more than a decade. According to what he wrote in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, "I'm here to help these kids find their voice, not to start drama. I am not going to remain silent, however, if someone is taking what is rightfully mine." As the whole music industry watches, one thing is abundantly clear. Blake Shelton is prepared to fight for his song in the competition for originality at this very moment.